Hey everyone, this is AMA back with you again for part 2 of my 25mm video series, in which I am playing 100% VPIP. If you missed the first video, I definitely recommend that you go back and watch it. You'll probably be a little bit out of the loop in terms of the things that we've already discussed in this series. So yeah, go ahead and watch part number 1 if you haven't done so already, and then come back to this one. Okay, so a couple of notes before I get started on this video. Number 1 is that I definitely played this video worse. I definitely played worse in this video than I did in the first part. The reason for that is that I was actually getting pretty frustrated at having to play 100% VPIP. Even though it was only for an hour, I was basically getting pretty upset at having to make constant minus EV plays, like making bad calls pre-flop and and basically having to check for the flop. I was getting a little bit tilted, and I kept getting owned by pretty much everyone. I had a couple of hands which were, a couple of calls on the river which were ahead of my opponent's ranges, but of course they then showed up with a better hand, so I was losing money in that way. And then of course we had, Josh BK over here who was completely owning me, and a couple of other guys who were basically, just putting a lot of pressure on me, and it was a bit uncomfortable to constantly have to fight back without a hand, and it just wasn't really working for me. So I was getting a little bit tilted. So what you're going to see in this video is a couple of bad check calls and a couple of bad call downs, but also the silver lining was that I managed to make a couple of hands and make a bit of my money back. At this point in the video, I'm down just less than a buy-in. I think I'm down about 20 bucks. Most of that's just from having the worst hand and also from making bad calls pre-flop, and also the fact that I haven't really had a great deal of value yet either. I mean, I did have that King 3 hand where I managed to get a fair bit of value, and I also had I think I had a hand on the left where I managed to get a straight out of a little bit of value out of a flop. Sorry, a turn straight. So that was nice. But I do get a couple of hands in this session. So and the second point that I wanted you to know was that although I did actually play a lot of hands badly, this is going to be valuable for you because I will be going through the hands and outlining my mistakes and then suggesting corrections and ways that I can play the hands better. That's good for you because you should be doing the same thing after your own sessions. You should definitely be reviewing your hands, seeing where you could have played better, and then committing those corrections to your memory. So okay, without further ado, we'll get the video started. There are a couple of, this is where we left off last time with the King 9. There are a couple of spots where I'm going to pause the video and basically do an equity evaluation. Anyway, we'll get to that later. But the main focus of this series is evaluating our equity based on our opponent's ranges and the board texture. So I'll be pausing the video along the way just to get a bit of that done.